Hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Today we're going to be working on Somata some more. Somata. Yes, hello. A little bit later than I planned, but someone dropped a funny game and I was like, well, I need to take a look at this real fast, and not looking too forward. I'm looking forward to going over it and also probably making fun of it a little bit. Because I've been following it for a while. So, did a little bit of work, namely, I wrote lore. So, very basic summaries of the lore. This is the story of Thetos. Existence begins and ends in cycles. Thetos, the name of a place in the vastness of nothing, is bound by the cycle as every place it has been and will be. Effectively, Thetos is a land... effectively, Thetos is a land slaved to... a cycle of reincarnation. It begins and it ends, and every time a new world begins, all the gods go away, and we get a brand new set of gods, and then a new Ascension War begins. Constantly, doesn't end, and that's why we don't advance really, because we keep going through fucking Ascension Wars. The current age we are in is the Solar Age, because there's the Solar Emperor, who is the greatest of all the gods. However, he literally fucked off to hunt the moon and, effectively raise the sun and hunt the moons. Yeah, there really isn't anything formal there. He's just an asshole who is like, man, I'm the strongest god of all time. I'm going to fuck off and leave. And then he did. Kind of the idea is castle gods are those who can actually manifest themselves. Wandering gods cannot manifest themselves. And it's very difficult for wandering gods to kind of get a more dedicated following, because guess what? Turns out when you can just summon God and God shows up and he's like, hey, what's up, boo-boo? The cult builds a little bit stronger. I kind of did the idea of like, yeah, people view gods as a fact of life and their followers as an extension of their will. Hey, you can actually meet gods, and they are all weird. They're petty, vindictive, and aloof to mortals. They don't really see themselves as people anymore, and they're all just weird. Yakula, on the other hand, I kind of broke it down mostly into the ideas like a vast inland region of Thetos since the Ascension War. With the name embedding itself into the land when the Ascension Wars ended. Dozens of gods descended upon the region, and it was the nexus of trade and devoted worshippers willing to fight their wars. Yeah, the idea is that we have Ulan, formerly Azoth, and like, hey, there's Ula, the blue goddess of water, order, and healing. She is literally... She shows up every now and again. She doesn't rule anything, but she just wants people to get along with one another. And this is very annoying, and everyone hates it. But everyone's like, yay, our goddess is literally hyper benevolent and like super nice. Unfortunately, we have to deal with the bullshit that follows. Kurz was so fucking mad that he took over something. He literally took a shitty city and made it amazing. Even though no one really rules it. And at this point, because it's just the government, because that's his entire thing, is that he's the god of government. He just trades with a bunch of shit. And then we have Onric, the golden god of wealth, glory, and slavery. That's what literally all it is. It's just like, hey, here's an army of Sotan's worshippers. He beat them all by overwhelming them with slave armies, immediately put them into the pits as gladiators. That's the story. Onric kept the name of Ponopolo, naming the first and many subsequent of his tribal wives after her capture, after the city her people attacked. He literally, Onric, like, gotta remember, Onric is a god that does exist in Ponopolo. You can meet Onric. Onric is going to say, hey, what's up? And he's going to have many wives, and they're all going to be tribal women, simply because he likes fucking with the tribes. There's no particular reason. He doesn't care. He doesn't need offspring. He's a god. He, however, just likes fucking with them. He likes fucking with his enemies. So he took his... That's the secret there. What do you want to do? I want to fuck with you. I want to steal your wives and Hey, that was 85. What do those demigods do? They're just kind of part of his government. That would be kind of, that's one of those moments where it's like, you can kind of go with this as much or as far or as little as you want. It's a little bit of that, like, here, you can explore this if you want, really. But the idea would be, like, he literally just has these, like, plethora of demigods that just show up. They don't really have any of his power. But, like, hey, my dad is literally God. Like, so that has a little bit more authority behind things. But it's just like, yeah, your dad's God and your mom's is a random woman he captured to fuck with another group. That is it. You are literally just a complete meme he uses to insult somebody else. Because Onric is incredibly petty, and that's the joke with him. Yeah, my dad can beat up your dad. It's literally, my dad can beat up your dad and steal your girlfriend, and I can have a new brother. Legitimately, that's the way he views things. It is entirely a... Onric is supposed to be kind of like... like, Ula's like, oh, well, I'm super nice. Kurz is kind of more neutral. He's a little bit back and forth. He's very much like the law. The law is very important to him. If we were using D&D alignments, he would be lawful neutral. The law is the most important thing in the world. I do not care. But he was also incredibly petty because he wants to have sex with Ula. He literally is like, I love you, Ula. And Ula's like, nah, I love my people. He's like, fuck. When a guy literally takes over a city next to you for the sole reason of being close to you, and he didn't even get friend zoned. That's the worst part. He literally got like, he got responsibility zone. So he takes over another city with his followers and just diverts trade from her. And trades with her city just so they could have to constantly be next to each other. He's like, love me, no, damn it. Well, Onric, kind of Onric is supposed to be a really weird, Ponapolo in general is supposed to be kind of a weird city, because on one hand, it's like, oh, well, these guys are evil, they're bad, there's wealth, glory, slavery, like, oh, well, we as people are like, man, this is the god of slavery, this guy's a terrible person. In setting, the way that Amrato's people, the way that the character should see it is like, holy shit, this guy could pay us in slaves, and we could get fat stacks from him. Hell yeah! What do you mean Sotan worshippers aren't allowed to walk the streets because they're all fucking gladiators? Hell yeah! He's supposed to be like, we really hate this guy from a technical standpoint, but we really like him because he actually pays well. He pays well, and he pays in anything you want. And it's like, oh no, our chief enemy who wants to kill us also are not considered people in his walls. We are. They love us. They care about us, because he's like, yeah, fuck it, treat my people, I don't care. I'm the greatest god ever created, and I can do whatever I want. I'm like, oh, It's kind of one of that weird, like, that's supposed to be one of those things that's like, you're supposed to get a disconnect of, hey, as a person, as a player, I don't like this guy because slavery is bad. Everyone knows that slavery is bad. As a character, that idea twists just a little bit, where you're like, well, I mean, these guys do want to kill us all, and they are, like, clearly bad, to us anyway. Maybe them being away from us is a good thing. Hey, maybe we can actually get some Orgone to improve ourselves so we actually get paid. Kind of talk about the clans a little bit. The idea of, like, hey, the clans don't really work together very well. They worship whatever gods are available. They have giant herds, horses, goats, momo, and anything else that can graze upon the land. They fight each other, blood feuds last decades, the system of intricate and frequently changed laws keep them from uniting. Kind of the idea is like, no clan is ever huge. Like, oh, you can have like up to 1,000 people, which you like, the way we think about it, you're like, oh, 1,000 people isn't a lot, but If you think about it, 1,000 people in a single place is a lot of people to feed. And suddenly, and it's like, oh, hey, here's like 20 people. Like, it could be nothing. Kind of the idea of the tribes is like a network of nomads roaming the outskirts. They go in, they go out, they might leave. You might be like, we want to find the raptor tribes, and being like, oh, they're just not here. They fucked off to another place and are raiding. They will be back next year, like next month. They will be back in a couple weeks, and they will be all freakishly rich, or there will be a lot fewer of them. Then we kind of do about the idea of Amrato. Amrato is the interpretation here is a little bit favorable, and that's kind of the idea there. But the basic concept is Amrato was a great healer, and hey, he was trying to become a god. One of his friends, one of his allies, Zota, dies. However, Zota's like, hey, I want you to use my body to heal others. So Amrato creates Orgone. He creates the quintessence of life. And now he has created pretty much a way to heal anything. And then we have, oh no, everyone keeps dying. So Sotan was like, oh hey, Sotan keeps fighting a chaos being, and he does this 7 days. And each day Amrato treats his wound, but each day he warns him, like, hey, please do not waste this shit. Don't, risk your life on, without purpose. Because, Orgone comes from people. Like, we need to harvest their organs, and that's kind of the problem. The end of the 7th day, hey, Chaos Being is like, hey, I don't want to die, can you please treat me? Sotan has been lying to you. And then Sotan was like, oh, hey, I found you, chopped Amrato to pieces. And at the end of the war, he, literally, Amrato ascends to godhood. However, Amrato ascends to godhood as a corpse god instead of the god of medicine and life. Hence why I use this image, the cover image actually, to kind of encapsulate what Amrato actually is. A literal living corpse. He's not undead, he's just not alive. That's the thing, he's not alive, but he's not dead. But no, Pet, I'm an actual Isekai protagonist. I think slavery is fetched. Can I just get paid and bills? Yes, actually, if you really want to. Nothing can stop you in that regard. Slavery is just a way to speedrun your harem. Did a god cut a part of himself off to make another god/entity object? Sort of. The idea is that Amrato literally got chopped into pieces, and all of his pieces have somewhat taken a life of their own through the cults. That's kind of the idea I went with. It's like, hey, each of the cults is actually named after one of the body parts that was chopped into many pieces. Then I kind of have here are just some little notes. I don't really know where, hey, there are entire chunks of Yakula that are just fucking horrible. Like, hey, here's a giant spire in the middle of a grassland because that's where a god threw a weapon. Hey, here's some horrifying blasted area. Cool. There's some fucking monsters. They just exist. Foreigners do show up. Most are traders in armed caravans or tribal escort. They come in all shapes and sizes, but the latest they go up to is actually the late medieval era. You can find a guy in full plate mail in your Bronze Age area. He will show up in full plate mail. He's not going to be common, and he will be there for exclusively trading. Effectively, think of Marco Polo, except he has a gun in a world where it's like, haha, in a world where a sword is very powerful, a motherfucker showed up with a gun. But it's just what do you want to do? Make money. I want money. And then he just leaves. Aren't very common. Slavery is common, but not in a traditional way. Chattel slavery is only in Ponapolo. Technically, there are other races. Dwarves, elves, giants, cataman, strong-willed feline nomads, and draconids. There are fantasy races here. They don't show up a lot in Yakula for various reasons, because no one wants to be there, but they do exist. Technically there are clan tongues, tribal tongues, and trade tongues. And yeah, Bronze into Iron Age tech, heavily inspired by steppe culture, with a bit of Greco-Trojan mixed in to keep things fun. Yeah. So, but today we are doing the fun part. We're doing the harvest. Yep, time to harvest some body parts. The entire, do their organs please thy gods? Pretty much. That's going to be a part of mention here, being like, if you do encounter a race that is not common, that is not human, their shit counts for double. So like, hey, here's a cat man. We want to harvest your organs, cat man. Why? Because we get a shit ton of good shit out of it. Please, let us... I want to kill you so we can eat your, like, so we can use your organs to do things. I'm begging you. Please. Hey, dwarf. Hey, dwarf. What's poppin', boo-boo? Hey, man, what's poppin'? Don't, look this way. Don't look at the man behind you with a knife. Give me your liver now. Okay. Let me cough up a lung real fast. So. Each body holds a holds an amalgamation of organs and holds an amalgamation of organs which propagate, which allow a person to live and thrive. Allow a person to live and thrive. How inside of each of these organs do the small aspects of life flow through as well. Actually, I'll live and thrive. Taught by Amrato's works and let's see, blood cults taught by Amrato's works and harsh whispers have learned to distill organs into Orgone, the quintessence of life. Orgone is a actually the harvest takes the harvest is harvesting, I should say. Harvesting organs from a body takes around half an hour to extract each body part, each organ the body has carefully. Each cut, incision, and each cut, incision, and careful extraction. Extraction is done on a on a clean mat. It's done on a clean mat with each of the organs carefully wrapped in let's see, carefully wrapped in clean cloth, in clean cloth if they are to be stored, or carefully wrapped in clean cloth if they are to be stored, or by another blood cultist. Harvesting organ takes around half an hour to extract each organ in the body. Half an hour to completely extract the organ, each organ the body has. Is done with a clean mat. Is done on a clean mat with each of the organs carefully wrapped in a white mat. In a white mat with each of the organs carefully wrapped in a clean cloth if they are to be stored or immediately placed in distillation character by another blood cultist. When this process requires no check if not under duress. If time is of the essence, or pressure is mounting, a TN2 check is required for each organ to be extracted. TN2 check is required for each organ to be extracted. The distillation. Boiling water mixed with sacred herbs, and crushed powders, and crushed marrow powder. Let's see, boiling water mixed with sacred herbs and crushed marrow powder. Is the slow process of distilling orgone from the organ, from the fresh organ itself, multiple parts, multiple organs may be placed in the distillation chamber itself. Let's see, multiple organs may be placed in distillation chamber. Distillation pot, but custom is let's see, multiple organs may be placed in distillation pot, but custom is only hearts, eyes. Let's see, hearts, eyes. The hearts, eyes, livers, etc. Process on one kind of organ at a time. Distillation can take anywhere from 2 to 6 hours, depending on the number of organs placed. Let's see, depending on the number of organs placed. we go. Though the Illuminati have perfected a formula for reducing it down to an hour for a single orb. From there, it will slowly produce the or. It will slowly drip the orgone into a glass file. Let's see. From there, we'll slowly drip the orgone into a glass vial, allowing the let me see. We want to do hardened. Magic glass. Tell me more about magic glass. Eating this cat's balls will surely give me a larger penis. Yeah, the thing is, you gotta remember, Yakula is a place where that is a very valid idea that people will have. I need to eat this thing, and if I eat this, I will grow more powerful. If I eat this raw heart of this gigantic yak creature, if I eat its raw heart after I successfully kill it with this tiny knife, I will grow its strength and power, and I will be closer to the great Momo god. And meanwhile, off on the corner, you will see the blood cultists being like, do not eat the raw heart, you will get sick. You will get sick, you will be poisoned, do not do this. You know, on the other hand, you see the guy, you see them next to them boiling fucking hearts being like, I don't recommend it, I don't recommend that either. Being like, oh boy, look, we've got some good shit coming from here. Decision. After extraction is complete, the distillation process begins. Distillation taken in. Glass file, allowing it to be safely. Larger vats. Let's see. Larger vats are used in hospita or compound. Note each of the disciples have a portable. For on the road distillation. Let's see. So next we are going to add in the funny chart. We're going to add this. We're going to put this right here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We need to establish Orgone. Let's see, the higher quality organs are, the more orgone is produced from. Mm. And to ply their trade. Yeah, effectively, like, do you want to harvest the limb? Do you want to harvest the organs of someone with weak, with weak organs? No, you don't. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help anyone. You're all going to be poor, and it's going to suck. Okay, so we've got all of these. Let's go back up to... Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so very basic. We've got some of our organs that I'm just going to place right here. So, kidney. Lower intestine. Actually, I could probably just put intestines together. Heart. The heart. Lung. So, let's do organs in the body. Tell me more about the organs in the body. Let me eat your pancreas. So we want to do... Let's see. Kidney, intestines, liver, stomach, organs, heart, lungs, pancreas, bladder. That would also be your... Because remember, the skin is an organ. Always remember that. No. So... Okay. Up here, we grab all of you. Go all the way back down. Kidney. What is the kidney? Let's see. Kidney is part of what system? The urinary system. We don't really have that, so it's going to be called of our... Going to be part of our digestive system. That's not quite right. I know it's not quite right. However, liver. What is the liver part of? Liver. Gastrointestinal. So it would be your... Yes, it would also be your... aiding in digestion. It would be digestive. Your stomach is also, guess what, going to be part of the digestive system. This is why the digestive system is very fucking good, by the way. is that someone with a really strong digestive system means they've got a lot of parts for you to take away. Cardiovascular, skeletal, integumentary, bladder is technically part of that, but we're going to say, hey, no, it's part of your digestive system. Hey, that's not quite right. Fuck you, of course it is. Pancreas. Let me eat your pancreas. Is strictly part of the digestive system. Yeah, it turns out a lot of the part of your body is made of I like how this game could have bone-hurting juice as an item. Yeah, you could literally drink the weaken your bones item. And hey, if you ever want to poison someone, break their bones. Okay, so we want to... Actually, we have an E rank. I don't think we have like an E. We do have an E rank. Fuck, okay. Uh-oh, we got an E rank. E rank. Okay, so we've got all the various limbs. Let's sort this table real fast. So we want to determine how large dram size. Tell me about a dram size. What's about a dram? 13 dram. 13 dram. A good 1 dram. Yeah, we could. we're going by fucking drams. Let's see. Fuck it, we ball. We're going by drams now. Side note. Let's see. Orgone is measured in drams or 1/8. 1/8 ounce of 1/8 ounce of fluid. An average water skin. Let's that would be water skin. We want to do water skin. It would be caves of cock. Water skin. Let's see. Drams. 64 drams. A small water can hold about 64 drams of fluid. An average a water skin will hold about 64 drams of fluid. Mm. Mm. Everything is measured in drams. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. So again, if we go into the idea that a dram is effectively 1/8 fluid ounces, 1/8 fluid ounces, we can kind of get a decent idea. I don't know why you are open. We can get a decent idea because if we're going off of this 13 dram, 16 dram, like this is the most amount you can get, like a small, like 13 dram, you can hold about 16 dram reliably. You can get like a small pill bottle worth effectively for 16 drams, which is quite a bit, but you can't get that much because it's not really supposed to be. It's like this is 4 drams is 3 inches, so a 1 dram thing is about 2 inches and maybe like half an inch wide. These are very small things. So, everything is measured in drams. Cool. Alright. Let's do that. Let's do, actually, I want to, let's do the heart. The heart. How much is a heart going to get us? Let's say 1 heart is going to give us 4 drams. That's an average heart. Let's just do an average man. If we harvest a full fucking body. So, if we harvest a full body, what are we actually going to be getting out of it? You get a fourth per limb. So if you do all 4 limbs, both arms, both legs, you will get 4 if we count the chest as 2 limbs. Actually, skinning a full human being would result in about 1.5 drams. Like, you don't get, it's not very efficient to, like, skin a human being. But if you got some shit, you just need to top things off. Stomach. Stomach is going to be pretty good. Well, you can bump that up. Bladder. Bladder is where, bladder's going to be 2. Bone marrow. Bone marrow. Bone marrow. Oh, bone marrow. We're going to be doing 1/2 per limb. We do 1/2 per limb, so that would be 0.5, 0.5. So that's 1, 2, everything in the body. So we can get about 3. Deboning a full. You want to debone a full human being, it's going to take you 6 hours to get 3.5. It's not usually worth it. That's kind of the idea. It ain't fucking worth it, Chief. So we want to lower the quality. Let's lower the quality. Your digestive system fucking sucks. You get nothing. A low quality bladder is not going to get you anything. Intestines, 3, 2, 1, ain't going to get you jack shit. Kidneys are going to give you nothing. But you get 2 kidneys, though. That's the thing. You get 2 kidneys. That's something you gotta kind of understand. There's 2 kidneys in the body. I'll put a side note at the end. But so it's kind of like, this isn't just 3. This is 6. Liver. A liver is going to same idea. It's going to just tank a little bit. Your pancreas is going to go down pretty fucking hard. Like, it's like you don't get a lot out of your pancreas. Your skin is going to go from 1/6 to 1/8 to literally fucking nothing. Actually, we'll say 1/16. This is legitimately going to get you it's not even going to be worth boiling it. You will barely you will not fill a dram of Orgone if they have shitty skin. If they have garbage skin, it's not even going to be worth it. Lungs. Lungs are going to tank in value pretty fast. That's kind of the idea. Like, if your lungs suck, you suck. Heart is going to be pretty decent. It's going to be the best thing to have, kind of thing. Like, your lungs tank in value pretty fast. Bone marrow, we can do 1/4, 1/8, 1/8, and then like 1/16 even. Like, it's just, again, it's just the complete, like, degradation in quality. But now, we start increasing the value. 5, 6, 8. 1/2. 1/2. 2/3. 2/3 of a dram. So you technically fill your dram. Yeah, so that would, and then we just get a flat 1. So 2/3 of a dram. For doing that correctly, that would be, for 2 limbs, that would be 1 1/3. Yeah, that would be 1 1/3, and then you get a leg in there. That would be 2, effectively. So you get 2 arms and a leg, you get 2 drams. Then you would end up with 2/3, you'd have 2 2/3 with the body, which is going to count as 2 itself. That would be 3 in total? No, that would be 1. So okay, looking at my real human being body here. So we've got 1 arms, 2 legs, 3 chest. Literally deboning the whole body kind of thing. That would be 3 for 1/2. 2/3. 1 1/3. 2 1/3. 2 2/3. That would be 4. So you would get 4 out of this, and then here it would be a flat, like 6. You actually get quite a bit. I'm being forced to do math of, like, calculating how valuable is your skin. Pancreas. Pancreas is going to increase pretty, not super high. Lungs, though. Lungs are going to increase very fucking fast because lungs are very valuable. It's the breath of life. Your liver. Liver is going to progress very steadily. Kidneys. 4, 5, 6. Intestines. 5. Actually, we can do You can make your intestines worth worth dog shit, but like rapidly spike in value. Heart. The heart. Oh, let's just spike the value of the heart. Like, yeah, you take the heart out. So this would be, if we do 2/3, kind of the same thing. And then we do 1, and then we do 1.5 for the bone marrow. There we go. Bladder increases pretty linearly. So let's just do some math. Like we'll say average man, C rank. So an average man, C rank, and we harvest all his body, but let's not say we harvest any of his skin or bone marrow. No skin, no bone marrow. Bladder, that would be, so his bladder, 2. Heart, 5. Intestines, 4. Kidney, technically it would be 3, but he would have a total 3 times 2 equals 6. Liver, it would be 4. Lung, it would be 4 times 2 equals 8. Pancreas would just be 2, and stomach would be 4, for a total of 7, 11, 17, 21, 29, 31, 35 drams. A full human being reduced to nothing would fill up, roughly speaking, 2.5 vials. Take a while, but roughly 2.5 vials. Yes. Okay. But it's going to take a long time, so it's like, maybe we don't want to do that. And remember, this is an important thing to note. It might say like, oh, well, this is just an average. This is an average man you haven't stabbed to death. That's the big thing. This is someone who is an average man you have effectively managed to not stab to death. And that's like the big problem usually is, hey, you've stabbed a man to death, you've stabbed a man in the chest, and he is bleeding to death, and you have destroyed his liver. Yeah, the liver's going to be worth half as much, rounded down. And if you kind of look at here, C rank, you'd only be getting 2 out of a liver there. You'd only be getting 2 out of a lung, 1 out of a pancreas. You'd be getting an 1/8, mind you, an 1/8 from the skin of that limb if you fucking hack it all off. Stomach, even. Like, the value drops if you stab a lung, and it's very easy to injure that because that's the best way to kill someone. Hence, you know, it's kind of like the, hey, we stabbed this guy a bunch, but we can only extract, like, a few parts out of him without damaging. And this is also suggesting everything isn't damaged to begin with. So, side note. A human body and average man. In total, the human body. Actually, we could add. I should add the brain. What would they view the brain to be a part of? Let me check. I want to check. What would they view the brain to be actually a part of? They view it as part of the nervous system, probably. Mm. 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 So total, that would be grams. In total, the human body has a number of organs. 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 One bladder. Heart. Mm. Mm. Technically. You're merged together. Stomach and brain. But they do possess two lungs, kidneys, and yeah, two lungs and kidneys. Average man with C rank in every system would produce a total of 41 grams of Orgone. Would produce a total of 41 grams of Orgone. There we go. What is the optimal way to kill someone while preserving their bits? There really isn't. That's one of the problems. Is if you really want to do an optimal way of killing someone, you try to go for a big nasty hit on... You have to whittle them down effectively. You do hits on their legs, you do hits on their arms. You are pretty much whittling away at them rather than getting a big, decisive, mortal wound on someone. Because if we go up here to past this, if you do manage to actually reduce a part of their body down, you can deliver a mortal wound to them, like their gut, for example. That's not even a good example. If you do manage to, like, stab something in their neck for, like, hey, you've stabbed them in their neck, they have a mortal wound, and they're going to die. If you reduce the bone to 0, it's snapped entirely, and you've killed them. Now, the problem here is very simple, is when you say, I'm gonna stab at your neck, they're gonna be like, no you're fucking not, and they're gonna try to dump everything into defending themselves. Because obviously they will. I'm debating on putting in... This is one of those things where I'm like, debating on putting in like a note here, being like, hey, if you want to make some attacks harder, yes, do it. Where it's like, hey, you want to make an attack on anywhere above... Like, if you want to make anything on the head area, skull, face, or neck, you must, you know, take like a -2 to it. Automatically take a -2 to it. But if you want to make like a, oh, hey, we're stabbing for like pretty much if you're stabbing anywhere except the chest, stomach, or gut, you're taking a penalty to it, which is one of the advantages of just making a swing. That's kind of one of the issues. Which, mind you, just to clarify this, not even games like Riddle of Steel or Song of Swords solved that problem. One of the great issues of all of those games is that a vast majority of the time, the most logical thing to do is swing for the head. There is usually no penalty for it. Asphyxiation. Oh, asphyxiation is another very good way of doing it, but you have to remember, you have to grab the person and then pray to God, trying to asphyxiate someone. And I don't know about you, Feel Good, but the last thing I want to happen is when I'm choking some motherfucker out, is for them to grab a knife and stab it in my gut. Oh hey, grab them from behind. Yeah, be fucking stealthy. Be a dick. That's a big thing. Be a dick. Grab people from behind. Be stealthy. Take them out as silently and easy as possible. And if you do that, if you grab someone, if you ambush people, you're gonna do a lot better. Hey, when in doubt, grab someone and snap their fucking neck. Hey, you're playing an archer, man, and yeah, just aim and shoot. You might get lucky and nail him in the fucking head. A fair fight means you failed. Somewhat, yeah. And that's kind of the thing with how, that's one of the big things with a lot of like really hyper deadly systems. If you've ever noticed, if you've ever played like a really deadly system before, you'll always notice that fighting sucks. You never want to be in a fair fight. And the only time you want to be in a fair fight is that if you have something that is pertinent for you to be playing fair. Hey, we're playing completely fair here, even though because I'm a 10 times better fighter than you. Hey, of course we're playing fair, because it's completely non-lethal and it's an honor thing. Hey, of course I'm playing fair, even though you are, even you might be vastly more vastly better at things. I don't need to kill you. I need to distract you long enough for my buddy to sneak up behind you with a poison knife. Like, any hyper-lethal system, combat becomes a lot different in just how the way you think about it. And that was actually one thing with, one thing I noticed with Dark Bad, actually, as I'm mentioning a meme game, Dark Bad. Because Dark Bad is incredibly fascinating, and I don't know if they did this on purpose or not. And I say it's incredibly fascinating because Dark Bad has you instantly die anytime you cannot block with your armor. And the thing is, though, if you really pay attention, you realize everything instantly dies if it can't block with armor. So immediately, every fight has now taken a different dimension. I don't want to fight anything. Fighting is the worst. You want to be so heavily armored, like your frontline guy has to be so heavily armored just to block and absorb blows. But you're thinking now, hey, how do I get the first attack off on you? Hey, there's a guy standing in the middle of the road. He has a knife. He's wanting to ambush me. I can ambush him, get an attack off. He's dead. As long as I get that hit off. And that weirdly put a different spin on things, because it's no longer like, well, I know for a fact I can take one more hit. I have 30 HP. No, it's, I damn well know I am going to die if I get hit. He damn well knows he's going to die if he gets hit. Do we really want to fight this out? And do I have a way, to get around? Introducing the wall from Spider-Man. Yeah, effectively. And Boom! You've immediately created a far more interesting combat system than any OSR game I've ever read. Because it's you immediately have that thought in your head, be like, combat is dangerous again. You know, it's not like, oh well, you stepped on a trap and your balls explode or something. No, it's like, hey, you're getting into a fight. There's a real chance of death now. Fuck you. It's like, oh my, I am invested now. I want to know how to avoid certain things. That also balances wizards because they can't wear armor. Wizards have 1 HP effectively before they explode and die. Boom. The notepad add-on next great OSR adventure after Tony Hawk's Extreme OSR adventure. Let's see. So, we want to do this. Why do the blood cults covet Orgone more than anything? While some would postulate, I believe that's the correct word. Postulate. Well, some would postulate it is to fulfill Amrato's teachings. The truth is that Orgone is the ultimate panacea. Panacea in Yakula. Panacea in Yakula. Applying during treatment or any medical procedure. Let's see, during treatment or any medical procedure, applying Orgone has a variety of effects. Panacea. Because panacea is a fun word to say, as it's just the miracle drug. We want to do this. We want to put you right here. We want that. So we want to do application, dram, description. So first things first. Stabilization. You need 3 drams. If you do 3 drams, the patient is instantly stabilized as the add momentum, add +1 momentum. Actually, we'll even do divine hands. 2. We'll actually let's bump that up to 2. Add +1 to any. Let's see. Add +1 to any medical arts. +1 momentum, I should say. +1 momentum to any medical arts check. To any medical art check. This would be 2 times. Hello, phone. Give me one moment. Let's 2 times threat. 2 times. 4 times threat. Applying Orgone to the patient. Hello, phone. Oh no, my mother has ordered the Girl Scout cookies because it's that season. Dark Pit was so good. Like the wall. Actually, it reminds me of a South Park episode where everyone got a gun, started pointing it at each other, and suddenly with each other's and resolving issues peacefully. Literally, the entire episode, the only person who got hurt, beat to death, got beat to death by PC principle. Yeah, effectively, it's less like suddenly everyone's just a little bit cool with one another when the threat of death is present. Actually, let's do 30 times days. So if you spend 2 days waiting, you can't really bring someone back to life. Yeah, again, that's the way to think about it. Someone has died. It takes one person, mind you, because remember, you get about 41. You get about 41 drams of Orgone by distilling a regular human being, season everything's, all his body at 41. It takes 30 days. It takes 30 to bring someone back to life. I have stabbed you to death. You are on the ground, bleeding to death. It takes 30 drams to bring you back to life. That is why these guys are very, very, Hey, these guys have the ability to bring people back to life. Let's see. Miracle. Stabilization, Divine Hands, Repair. You can automatically just apply Orgone and fix someone up. But if they have a threat 5, that's 30. That's 30 fucking drams of things to do. It would be better. It would be easier at that point to kill them and bring them back to life. But that's also incredibly traumatizing to literally everybody. It's like, oh yeah, like, dying kind of changes a motherfucker. Mm. 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 Refuse, I should say fuse back together. Mm. The process is excruciatingly painful. However, it's kind of the idea like, hey, you've lost a total of 15 flesh. You pay 7, you get it all back. You pay 7 drams. Hey, you were missing 10 bone. You pay 10 drams, all your bones get fixed. They literally fucking fuse back together. It's like, oh, this is atrocious. You still need someone to fix you, but it's still a critical wound, but you're not gonna die. Especially if you use this beforehand. Like, hey, I've been heavily injured. I'm just gonna down some Orgone to repair myself. Mm. 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 Would be it's an invasion. Actually, no. If it's an invasion of bacteria, why don't we call it repulse 5? If the patient is infected, applying Orgone to the infected. Will immediately remove the infection. Flying Orgone to both missing limb and body. The disciple may stitch the limb back on and be usable. Hey, you've lost your arm in a battle. Let me reattach it for you. When you fear the blood calls. Drained of blood and if you would ever reject the aid of the smooth white liquid, actually, no, we'll call it amber. If you would reject the aid of the smooth amber liquid when death is approaching. The blood cult is to be feared. No, the blood cults are to be, I should say, blood cults are to be feared. But fear must be tempered. Fear must be tempered by hope. There we go. That's our kind of grimace shake. Grimline being like, yeah, you're supposed to be kind of afraid of these guys, but these guys are also going to be the only thing that's going to save your ass if you desperately need that. They will fix you. Or like a click this. Because if you think about it, hey, Doctor, I've been hurt very badly. My leg is broken. Oh, well, your leg's broken. Let me repair it. It's okay. So effectively what it would be is like, okay, the GM's going to tell you, if his leg's fully broken, he's probably lost about 20 bone. It's going to take about 20 Orgone. And you're like, okay, that's reasonable. It's like, yeah, okay, I can heal you, I can set the bone, I can treat you, you're gonna be fine. Or, I can fix your bone immediately. However, I'm gonna want a payment for it. I want good payment. And you're like, okay, what can we get for 20 Orgone? You know, be like, what can you offer me? Being like, oh, well, we'll give you 3 Momo worth of hides, and we'll also give you this, and we also have a prisoner here who tried to steal from us from another clan. We'll give you him. And you can have anything you want from him for this. And be like, yeah, alright, cool. It's like, yes, I completely agree with you. I'll take everything. They are horrifying. Yeah, to a degree. So a dentist. Yeah, sorry, it's Dent Man. Sorry, we're Dent Man stands in this neighborhood. I'm just going to introduce everyone to this, just because I find this hilarious, and I think everyone needs to learn about Dent Man. This is Dent Man. That's not Dent Man. Where are you, Dent Man? Yeah, this is Dent Man. I find Dent Man hilarious. He's my favorite. He's my new favorite my new favorite hero, my new favorite hero of Dent Man. He's literally just a guy who posts on fucking Twitter dressed up in full Toku costume and his arch rival, a sentient piece of candy, and he just talks about brushing your fucking teeth. I respect Dent Man. We fight for Dent Man. Let's see. Let's see if we can find. Damn, Dent Man. I'm sorry, Dent Man. Don't you swear? Don't. Does what the floor? Does he use a giant toothbrush? Yes. Why does this exist? I don't know, but I respect it immensely, and I can really only assume that he does do dental work in full costume. I don't know why you reminded me of that with dentists, but yes, we love Dent Man. I want a show about him. What about A20 means? Who fucking knows? There might have just been someone named Dent Man out there. He wanted the name. Oh, I still think dentists are some part of weird pain cold. Dentists are very strange. I'm very straightforward with dentists, and I'm pretty much like, hey, just fucking tell me what you're doing, and we can get through this perfectly fine with each other. And they're like, and usually they're very nice and will just outright tell me like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. If you tell me what you're doing, I'm a lot better. I really hate it anytime like a dentist is trying to be like, oh, well, I'm doing this to help you, and then they like shove a fucking needle in my face. I hate that. If they're like, hey, we're going to apply the thing here, I'm like, cool, let's do it. Just so I can kind of like brace myself, if anything. I'm the same way at like the doctor. Like, tell me what you're doing. If you tell me what you're doing, I'm ready for it. I'm like, yeah, let's psychologically hype myself up for the agony that's about to happen, or let's like psychologically get myself ready. I really hate it anytime they don't tell me things. Gone bad. The harvest and distillation assume the organs are being processed immediately. However, there are a number of scenarios. There are a number of scenarios which change the outcome, or may interfere with the distillation process. A distillation process. Red man. We do that. We do this. Needed 1 dram a day. I'm being subjected to the outside world for too long. Effectively, it's worth -1 dram a day. Doesn't seem too bad until you realize, hey, your C rank bladder is now worth a D rank, or it's worth nothing. So it's like distill it fast. Especially if you get things like S rank stuff or like bone marrow. You have bone marrow out for too long, it'll go bad. Like it'll be worth nothing. It is fundamentally not worth it. That's why like bone marrow and skin are like really kind of subjective, and like maybe we don't really want to do this. You can somewhat afford to do it with like hearts or intestines, but it gets a little bit wonky. We'll taint the entire batch. However, if distilled properly, forms a potent antibacterial. Hey, is the organ infected? Yeah, you're going to have some problems. You get no dram out of it. It can't be any worse than the clown rooms. Oh, that's awful. See, if you ever want something horrifying, like this is the horrifying thing. At my old dentist's office, this was like when I was a kid. They would put me normally in like the regular room because I was a tall kid. I've always been really tall. But I remember distinctly, they had someone in there and I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a quick checkup, so you just have to go to the kids' room now. I'm like, all right, it's just gonna be the kids' room. The entire room was filled with like balloons and like clouds, and like, it was like painted balloons and clouds and clowns. I think it was meant to like calm kids down because look at the silly clown, but I remember just being very uncomfortable in there, and I told the dentist there, mind you, I was like 13, 14 at the time, I'm like, just me or are those clowns kind of creepy? And he's like, yeah, I know the clowns are creepy. Everyone says the clowns are creepy. Like we have to do it because like apparently the guy who owned the dentist's office liked the clowns, and it's like, oh god. Like, uh-oh. Like, hello, it's clowning time. I'm like, no, I don't like clowning time. We are not, it is not clown hours, please. Uh. Let's think. What other horrifying things that may occur? Actually, Hey, is this an animal organ? Bluish hue. The blessed organs. Hey, this is from an animal. Hey, this is from this. Hey. Please, please use your organs responsibly. Yep. There we go. Finally we do the blessed. Orgone has many applications, but among the tribes and Iron Hands, a unique application, a unique method, a unique way has been uncovered in the last few years. Blessed of the blessed. Blessed as they are called, are those who have taken in vast quantities, 64+ grams of Orgone in a single sitting. When they're if they are injured, injured or sick, they will quickly return. They will quickly return to full health and be invigorated. Those who are already in peak condition, notice begin to change. Their bodies convulse, and writhe under the intake of refined life in their system. Let's see, refined life in their system. See, or any other strange mutations can take place. Those who survive are blessed. New armor emerging from their back, third eye on their forehead, or any other set of strange mutations can take place. The blessed are considered sacred among the Iron Hands. Blessed are considered sacred among the Iron Hands. But the other blood cults, and in turn, rest of Yakula, are somewhat, what would be a, or somewhat horrified by this. Should a disciple take on or be forced to take forced to begin. Should a disciple begin or be forced to begin the of becoming blessed, they will consume the Failing any of these, it results in immediate 2d12 animal loss. If they do survive, they will increase one of their attribute, one of their anatomy systems. systems by 1 step. They'll increase one of their anatomy systems by 1 step and develop a mutation Mm. Three, 9, 11, 12. That. Do. So let's see, 24 results. We need to do 2 to 24. Let's do 2 through 6, 7 through, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. We can 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. Nope, we're not doing that way. Okay. Let's do 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 19, 21, 23, 20. Okay, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I will do 10, 11, 12, 13 through 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18, 16, 17. Yeah, okay. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. That we do that. Bum bum. So blessing. Hardened. So that would be okay, so we do here, and then we do cannot be damaged. If it is an organ, it cannot be damaged. Cosmetic. the part has a second... Has another grow from it. Has another grow from it. Has another grow from it. Roll a second time on the body part chart. And that is what is attempting to actually choose a limb. Let's see, the part gains plus 10 flesh, gains plus we'll say plus 15 flesh, and gains plus 15 flesh and plus 10 bone and plus 10 bone. If it is an organ, it cannot be damaged. Regenerating. The part begins regenerating anytime it is damaged. Should it be cut? It will restore 1d12 flesh, or 1d6 bone. Every hour it is damaged. Surge. Technically, if you roll groin, you can have it grow, because it does technically count as an organ. The groin is and is not an organ at the same time. It's a little weird in that regard. So yeah, if you really want to, you can just have a second bladder if you want. Let's see. It is disturbing to behold. There we go. So let's see what would randomly happen. I'm gonna roll 2d12. Let's see. I rolled 2d12 and I ended up with 12 exactly. My balls. Okay, what happened to our groin? That is a 9. Regenerating. Have no fear. Our balls regenerate now. Of course. Let's roll again. We got a 14. With 14, our gut. What does our gut do all of a sudden? Our gut is hardened. We have plus 15 flesh and plus 10 bone on a place that doesn't have bones. Literally our kind of our lower chest area, kind of our lower gut area where everything is. Bones are there now, even though it shouldn't be. Legitimately, it has become hardened. There are unnatural bone growth have begun, you know, putting into our body. That's not good. Now let's... Who doesn't? We ball. So, let's see. We want to... Yeah. A single blessing is regarded as traumatizing. A single blessing is regarded as traumatizing. The Iron Hands is regarded as traumatizing, but can change the nature. We can change the nature of a disciple at a fundamental level. They are beyond human now. They are beyond human now, above others. They're above others. Consuming every subsequent attempt at a blessing increases the target numbers of the initial consumption by +1, making it harder to survive subsequent survive further attempts. Should one fail and die in the process, usually their mind goes blank as their body rips itself apart. The unfortunate ones are stuck in a purgatory. Where they are neither in control of their body nor in control of their mind. Inevitable death. This is the entire great work, mind you, of the entire thing that the Iron Hand cult wants to do is effectively perfect this process. They want to make the perfect blessed. They want to create effectively their own Archeon the Everchosen. Someone who has all of the good mutations and is totally able to survive. And so that's why they keep throwing people at it, being like, don't worry, this guy is going to be the one to do it. Because if you think about it, if all of your organs get hit, hey, your heart, none of these things can be destroyed anymore. Hey, you're hardened now. Or if you get the really good one, you become armored and twisted. You get armored, hardened, and twisted in the same zone. Congratulations, you've now doubled it. If you get hit in your chest, you can easily become invincible in your chest because you just have so much fucking armor there all of a sudden, just natural before you put on armor. That's what they want to do. Like, yeah, blessings is being blessed is a good thing. It's also very, very There's no going back at that point. So they are blessing punks. I'm gonna fucking kill you, Mar. gonna fucking kill you. Sorry. Okay, the harvest is done. This leads us into the market. Welcome to the market. Time for the market. Da 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 dun dun dun. Time for the market. So let's do. Sneed. Throughout their journey, the disciples will need to engage in the Yakulan commerce and find their way with better equipment to fulfill their glorious purpose. Fulfill their glorious purpose. Fulfill their glorious purpose. And then we're going to put a line there. The accepted currency. The tribes and clans engage in a system of bartering for goods and services. Usually measured in herds, herd size, or vague produced goods, and a savvy Savvy traders can easily get more than they wish, but less frugal, but less able ones can be rinsed for their entire wares, making little in the way of constructive profit. Inside the cities, there are two accepted. Inside the cities, there is two accepted currencies, or two accepted currency. So the cities, there are two accepted currencies. The onric and a partially gold coin. Let's see, the onric, a partially gold coin, with the face of the god of etched onto it. This serves as the main driving currency. A currency of the entire Yakula for rating. This serves as the main driving currency of the entire Yakula. The onrics are light and easy to carry, making them popular for travelers alike. Roughly, actually, let's do Iron Age prices. Dinner menu. I don't want to go to a Korean steakhouse. I want to go, Mm. Mm. Let's see. Buying bread in ancient Greece. 5th century BC. Eventually, because bread was wheat, it was mainly from Egypt. Bread in ancient Greece. Tell me, how do I purchase Greece bread? Let's see. Only oldest survivor. Artos, flavor name of the ingredients. Body baking bread with main household occupation involving the women in the house and process taking up to 5 hours per day. Bread. How do I buy this though? Actually, why don't we go to ancient Greek economy? Money. Tell me more about ancient Greek coinage. History of money. Money, money, money. Actually, why don't we try Rome? We'll try Rome. We'll do Roman Empire. Actually, Roman Empire price of bread. 2 or 3 Roman. So we do this. Ancient Roman coin, very small silver. Paris, 1 1/2, 2 asses. So it's quite cheap to buy bread. Cool. So, shit's cheap to buy bread. When in doubt, just try to find out how you buy bread. That's all you really need to know. Roughly speaking, a single onric will and 5 will buy a fine dinner. There are lower denominations. There are lower denominations, such as a slave coin, such as the Pano. Actually, that would be There's form of the slave, mostly into of the slave coins made from copper, mostly in the form of the slave coins made from copper, worth a third of an onric, though worth a third of an onric, that only the slaves are able to barter with. A full adult male slave will cost 40 to 60 onrics. 60 onrics, while a accomplished gladiator or scholar may go as high as 250 onrics. Let's see, while accomplished gladiator or scholar may go as high as 250 onrics. Let's see. Accomplished gladiator scholar may go as high as 5. Though. Finally, there are. There are Jarek slips. Let's say, made from a sophisticated method of cloth. These slips are the backbone, of the Jarek bank, banking system, and are debt notes backed by their gold reserves. Very simple. They are incredibly light and worthless by themselves. Only Panapolo, Jarek has a bank. Has a bank in each of the major cities. Though they will loan out money to clans and tribes who desperately need the money to survive. Those who don't pay are often hunted down and forced to pay, and forced into collateral themselves. There we go. Kind of like, yeah, you're going to have onrics. Everything's measured by these. Let's see. Its purpose. So what are the exact things we need? I might call it here and just work on equipment behind the scenes because I'm getting kind of tired. Let's see. So I think we should do weapons, obviously, armor, pretty obviously, and gear. I guess we could add in services. I don't think we really need that. I should. There we go. I think that's all we really need to add when it comes to like raw equipment. Like, hey, how do I stab a motherfucker? What armor can I wear? What stuff is there for me to use? And hey, can I leverage my money to do things? Cool. Salvation in Viscera is going to be entirely how to level up, and it's going to be pretty easy to write. I'm going to call it here for today, though. Looking at this, everything is going pretty smoothly. We can most likely finish on Wednesday. That's going to be my current goal, is we're going to finish on Wednesday. I am going to work on the equipment tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Blue Archive video, and that'll go up on Wednesday. Thursday we're going to talk about Flag Bearer. We're going to go over Flag Bearer some more. And on most likely, we'll finish things up, and we'll do a preliminary on Friday. I didn't quite know how far we were going to get today. We didn't get quite as far as I was hoping, but this took a little bit longer than I was hoping. But that's kind of the nature when you have to write all shit out. So, thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Anon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Godspeed, good luck, and I will see you on the other side.